Okay, so a bit of a different video for each and every one of you today. Most of you know this channel for wrestling content, but some of you know this channel for my Transformers content also. And this video leans in towards that Transformers side because today we're going to be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, which I had an opportunity to go see courtesy of Paramount Pictures a couple of weeks ago. Now I haven't really said much about the movie apart from the fact that I gave it a thumbs up on my Twitter account. And that's because I didn't want to spoil the movie for anybody, and now the movie is out worldwide, I feel it's the best time to talk about it. So first and foremost, let me be clear, there will be spoilers in this video, so if you have not seen Sonic and you don't want the movie to be spoiled, I suggest you click away now. If you're not bothered about it or you've already seen the movie, then let's get stuck in, but you have been warned. Now I got to go see the movie courtesy of Paramount Pictures, like I said, and I saw the movie in Westfields in Shepherd's Bush, and it was a cool experience all round. We had the cast there, so we had Ben Schwartz, the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, but what was really awesome was having Jim Carrey there, one of my favourite actors, and it was great to see Jim Carrey back doing what he does best on the big screen, making people laugh as Dr. Robotnik. So it was just a really cool experience all round, so I am thankful to Paramount Pictures for inviting me, but what I really had hoped for, that this movie would be good, and in my opinion it was. That's why I gave it the thumbs up. But one other thing that I did say on social media was, if you enjoyed Bumblebee, me of course being a Transformers fan, then I believe you will enjoy Sonic, because I felt like there were strong comparisons between the two, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, because maybe, just maybe, the technique that Paramount Pictures took to take what Bumblebee did and deploy it for Sonic, not only was it a smart move, maybe they just did it a bit better this time round. And that's coming from myself as a Transformers fan, so if I'm thinking that, then I want to hear from you. What did you think? Did you feel those comparisons? Because we're going to talk about those comparisons, and did you think that maybe Sonic did do it a little bit better? And I will touch on that also, why I think it was done slightly better. But you know, the comparisons come from the offset of the movie, even the opening scene when Sonic is running through the city trying to evade Dr. Robotnik, and then we have a flashback to where it all began, and we get to see Sonic on his home planet. So when we see all of that, it just reminded me of B on Cybertron and the Cybertronian War, and Sonic has to make his escape and come down to Earth, much like B has to come down to Earth from Cybertron. And the movie plays out very much the same, because B comes down to Earth and looks for a buddy, and Bumblebee does find one in Charlie Watson, and whereas Sonic comes down and finds Donut Lord, somebody who he's been watching for quite some time, and he finally makes the interaction. So again, it plays out with the emotions of the characters and the relationships between the two humans and the alien beings. Very much the same, and there's even scenes in the movie which I feel are like for like. There's a good example of this where in Bumblebee, and I did question this scene when I actually saw the movie, where B gets so uptight because he's trying to protect Charlie Watson's character in front of Agent Burns, that he gets so emotional that he gets red eyes, and it feels like he's lost control. Now in Sonic, I'm pretty sure Sonic gets the red eyes too, and he has a power charge in front of Robotnik, and at that point, and this is quite towards the end of the movie, much like what I'm talking about with B, he kind of loses that control too. So again, it was almost like for like. They decided that that scene worked for B and it will work well for Sonic. And even the antagonists are very much the same. You've got John Cena's character, which is Agent Burns, who kind of at times was comedic, but you know, he had a harsh undertone, and Robotnik is exactly the same. He's very funny at times, you kind of laugh at the way he is, but he also has that sinister side about him. So as I said, the scripts are almost written exactly the same. Now I said in the early stages of this video that maybe Sonic did it better than B. And the reason for this is there is one key moment at the end of the film. Now, I feel like Bumblebee missed the trick, but it could also be because Paramount weren't sure if Bumblebee was or wasn't going to be a success. So they kind of, were a little bit more withdrawn and kind of held back a little bit. Whereas with Sonic, I think they felt that, look, we've used the same format that we did with Bumblebee, it will work, and let's go for it. Now if you're sitting there thinking, what is he talking about? I mean, what on earth could it be for a Transformers fan to say that Sonic did a better job than Bumblebee? Well, as I mentioned, I felt like Bumblebee should have and could have had a big payoff in the after credit scenes, but it didn't. And when I actually picked up Bumblebee on Blu-ray, I thought maybe we'd get a deleted scene which would show what Travis Knight's intention might have been, but maybe he wasn't allowed to do it because of course Paramount, as I've said, were unsure whether or not Bumblebee would or wouldn't be a success. So they kind of reined it in a little bit, because if it wasn't a good movie and fans and critics didn't receive it well, it would have been a one and done. Now with Sonic, they didn't have that worry. They didn't have that reservation. They went for it, and in the after credit scenes we get to see another character from the Sonic universe, and that was Tails. And when this happened, I was applauding. I was like, wow, the cinema erupted. Those that stayed, those that didn't, for that after credit scene. It wasn't even right at the end. It was just straight after the credits. It was like boom. I mean, and people still got up and left, which so disappointing really, because you know what's expected from these movies now. You should always hang around, and those that stayed were just loving that moment, getting to see Tails on the big screen, and it sets up so many talking points for future Sonic films. I mean, could it introduce Knuckles? What's going to go on with Dr. Robotnik? How's he going to get back? And then just seeing how Tails is going to link up with Sonic. So cool. Whereas with Bumblebee, we had Optimus touchdown, so it kind of indicated that there was more to come from the B movies. But I felt like in the after credits, if they just had, when you felt like Earth had been saved, Optimus is here, it's all going well, in that after credits, if they just had a Megatron moment, and if we'd seen that moment in the cinema, just as I did with Tails for Sonic, I think everybody would have been overwhelmed, and that would have led to applause, and people would have been like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what's to come for the Transformers live action universe off the back of Bumblebee. But instead it was more like, oh, that was a really good movie, and that's about it, because there wasn't really too much to talk about where you're like, I can't wait for what's to come next, because it was done so subtly with Optimus. It didn't really feel like there was a huge amount to come. It wasn't like it was pushing you to think this is where we go from here. Whereas with Sonic, it's just kind of like, Tails is here, let's crack on. So I want to get your views and opinions on this. When I say that Sonic copied Bumblebee, I'm not saying that in a bad way. In fact, I'll put it better to say that it took the formula of Bumblebee, it expanded upon it, it followed the same path, but then added a little bit of a oomph at the end, and that really did push it over the finish line. And you're beginning to see that now with what people are saying, because from what I've seen, everybody that's seen it, or the majority, are enjoying it, and they're looking forward to what's to come in a Sonic universe. And that's the first time I've really had to say that, so I'm quite excited about it too. But I want to hear from you guys. If you are Transformers fans, did you draw those same comparisons? And where do you think Paramount will go next? Because we're hearing talk about a Beast Wars movie for Transformers. We're also hearing rumours around continuing on from the Bumblebee story, so that's two separate paths for Transformers. But now Paramount also have Sonic to think about. Will Sonic and its success detriment those plans for Transformers? Because it could be that Paramount Pictures think, look, Sonic's the money winner here, this is the one that we need to focus upon. Maybe we should take a step back and hold fire on Transformers and see what we can get out of Sonic. I don't know, I'm just putting it out there. I hope that's not the case, because in fact I'd like to see both of these franchises, Sonic and Transformers, and the Bumblebee part of it really come to their fruition. I'm still excited to see how Bumblebee plays out. I want to see, the natural progression from the first movie. Beast Wars I'm excited about, but I'd like to just see them continue to build on this foundation of Bumblebee. Don't start rushing into other things, because that's been the mistake before for the Transformers live action universe. So keep progressing with B. I really do hope that they get Travis Knight tied down for the second B movie. It'd be a shame if they didn't, but that's a talk for another video. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you want to hear more from me when it comes to Transformers and also maybe Sonic in the future, then let me know. But I want to get your views and opinions on everything we talked about in today's video. My thoughts on Sonic: really good movie, looking forward to the future. If you haven't seen it already, go and check it out. But for now, please rate, comment and subscribe. It's good to talk about movies again. This is Delzinski, signing out.